7 months after a Fulton County judge dismissed this DUI case against Jeffrey Nelson, police in Alpharetta arrested him again. The officer said Nelson swerved between lanes, and like his first arrest, the officer said there was a strong odor of alcohol.
How much alcohol do you actually have?
And once more, he refused to take the field sobriety test.
Arrest me if you want, please, right now. If you guys want to arrest me.
My job and my commitment is to make sure we pursue justice zealously.
That was Solicitor Keith Gamage last year, defending his decision to appeal the 24 DUI-related cases dismissed after defense attorneys complained they didn't receive the state's witness list before trial. But Phil Pilgrim says it was more than that.
What's the best way to put it? She was perturbed with the way things were progressing along in the courtroom.
The fallout from the Court of Appeals ruling is complicated, but the impact is this. Only the arrest from 2015, the oldest in the bunch, can still go to trial. That's 9 of the 24 cases.
I use Uber a lot now.
That includes attorney Phil Pilgrim's client, Lauren Thomas.
She was obviously disheartened and frustrated.
Her case is now 4 years old, and she no longer lives in Georgia.
Was I intoxicated? No.
I talked with Thomas before she moved to Las Vegas. Thomas has no DUI history and insists she is innocent. She'll have to travel back to Atlanta to prove it in court.
Go ahead, turn around for me.
No.
But most of the drivers involved in the appeal will never have to answer to the charges against them.
You can let me go to this St. Regis and I'd buy you everything that you wanted.
That includes this woman seemingly trying to bribe a police officer to avoid her DUI arrest. And this woman will also go free.
You're having a hard time standing up straight. What's going on?
I'm
You're all over the place.
After we started reporting on the impact of the county's DUI case backlog, the solicitor announced Operation Double Victory, an unprecedented alliance with the city of Atlanta to deputize prosecutors in both courts to put cases on a fast track. A year after the announcement, it has yet to happen, but his office has helped the city get repeat DUI offenders to accountability court faster.
If someone gets arrested for a DUI and it's their third offense, the faster we can get them into treatment, the better it is. Number one, safety is key for all of us involved in this.
While the program started in 2007, Judge Susan Edline says a third of its participants have come through in the past 4 years. Most graduate, and she says most remain sober. The court is collecting the data on recidivism now. But for those that don't qualify for the program, the wheels of justice can still move slowly.
We're streamlining the process. We're aiming with proper resources to do it in about 90 days.
But charging a driver is only the first step. Benjamin Rollins was one of those backlogged cases from 2015. More than a year after he was charged, his case still had not gone to trial. Instead, when Rollins was arrested again for DUI, the county needed an emergency bond hearing. This time, Edward Harris, a husband and father, had been killed in the crash.
We've increased the number of days that we're doing for criminal trials because we realize that there's been a lot of cases that the Solicitor General has looked at, and now those cases have come to us to handle.
Judge Edline was not a part of Rollins' case or any of the ones dismissed, but she knows what's at stake. Edline says graduates from her DUI court often admit the program saved their life.
And when they say, you saved my life, you also know there's a good chance you saved someone else's too.
Yeah, that's a good way. Not just theirs, you're right.
Rebecca, now that the ruling has been made, has a date been set to finally hear these DUI cases?
The solicitor's office has indicated that they are ready, but according to court records, none of those cases have had a trial date set yet. Remember, all of these drivers have pleaded not guilty. Interestingly, one other driver in that batch of cases dismissed was arrested again for DUI. That was 18 months ago. Still no trial date on that arrest either.
And in Georgia, DUI cases are prosecuted by the solicitor. What is the solicitor saying about all of this?
I tried to talk with him on camera, had an interview scheduled, but he didn't show up. And when I asked to reschedule, I was told he would only put his answers in writing, which he did. And you can find his statements on 11alive.com.